The New Atheists by Scott Waller. I saw performing a clever bunch. I was a rabid sixth former once. I would word parry and stab with flair, taking on the weak who speak to err. Yet now I see grown men on stage, gleefully smashing crutches with rage, flushing the faithful down the crappers. They look to me like willy flappers. This is a short poem about the New Atheists, trying to pinpoint my objection to them. They're a varied bunch. Someone like the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins is one of the least objectionable of them, and in many ways a very interesting and admirable guy. I very much liked his book, The Selfish Gene. Dawkins makes an effort to be respectful to religions, although I did hear him complaining recently in one interview that he thought liberals, a group he counted himself among, were being overzealous in their defense of, what he thought of as Islam, but is probably more accurately Muslims. He claims that his critics call him Islamophobic in some of his comments about Islam. Now, he has every right to criticize the religion, but you have to take into account the context. There are ways that you look like you're criticizing a religion, and the discourse is there. You can see it in headlines all the time. This gets a lot of traction. It plays into deep fears about people, about practitioners of this religion. Tabloid headlines and this kind of sponsored propaganda is not quite as subtle, and it targets a community through criticism of a religion. He thinks that people confuse a religion and a race. There is an intermediate category between religion and a race, which Dawkins does not seem to be aware of, and that is an ethnic community, which is to say, something which is of religious origin, say being Muslim in Europe. It's like being Jewish. The religion has become an ethnic marker, independently of whether you actually practice or believe in it. Something similar, the ethnicization of religion, happened in Northern Ireland. I discovered this when I one day asked somebody from Northern Ireland, what happens if you're an atheist? I thought this would be a kind of get-out clause. If you're an atheist, you're neither Protestant nor Catholic, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter whether you're an atheist or not. You're Catholic because your parents are Catholic. You're Protestant because your parents are Protestant. So something that is religious in origin has nothing to do with creed or practice or faith. It is an ethnic marker, and that is what happens with Muslim minorities. A lot of right-wing discourse characterized as Islamophobic is anti-Muslim, stoking up tensions against an ethnic minority which is based upon religion. At its worst, this kind of discourse can be pogrom-stoking.